wrapping up rapidly.
Yes.
And stay with
Perfect.
your partner.
So you understand the mission and the vision and the
long-haired
purpose
partner
of
and
Wealth Building
short-haired
Network?
partner
I
gazing
do
into your partner's
kind of
eyes,
understand that
using the left
y'all
eye
trying
for
to
focus,
hook us up all together
feeling into your
as a
partner's heart.
business-wise, what each one is doing business, one could help the other and stuff like that.
Now, without
we
saying
always
any
speak about
numbers,
community living, which is
do
one
your
of our
best
problems.
to
We don't want to share
sustain
community live. We see
10
Mexicans, which
to
is our
sustain
blood, but
real
they got 5 or
feeling.
6 of them because I have
So
rental
as your
property.
partner drifts,
I have 2
feeling
fourplexes up and
intend
running.
them
I
to
have
come
2
back
fourplexes
and
that
feel
I'm,
you. It's just an
that
intention.
went to Sheriff sale.
You're not saying
and
any
they hold
numbers
them on
for
me.
a few
I
moments.
didn't finish,
You're just
renovation on them.
intending both you and
Apparently,
your
they
partner
got some legal
toward
snags
10.
there because they
Total
can't sell them.
connection,
They
total
just sit.
feeling.
You see, and the priest was explaining to me, he believes that those buildings actually belong to me, and it was a scam by the bank, and that I just need some legal.
You need the proper
And in a
knowledge
moment,
to be able to communicate effectively
both of
to
you,
get them.
in order
the
to receive a
long-haired
favorable
partner
report.
and the short-haired partner,
Okay.
will both be at the
Yeah.
same time
That's
speaking
how
out loud
close I am
the
to it,
number
you know.
of your partner.
And
In other words,
I have
just as we did before, you're
Lloyd
feeling
Williams. I
how
have some of his
deeply your
DVDs.
partner
I'd
is
like to get
feeling.
that whole set of DVDs.
0, not
And,
at all. 10,
And
your
any other
partner's
knowledge,
feeling you
such knowledge
completely.
like that, you know, that can help
This
me so
time,
that I
though,
can be able to go
you'll
stand
both
up
be
in
doing
front
it
of
at the
those
same time.
imposters and
One
tell
of you
them,
will not be waiting
you know,
in
tell them the
silence,
truth.
but both
You know,
of you
let them know
will,
that,
every 5 seconds or
we are the
so,
true
be saying a number and narrating
rulers
your
of this
partner's
planet, and,
openness and closure,
you know, we own
so you
this
can
scheme.
both hear it
You
out
know,
loud
but if you don't know
as
what
you
you're
go.
doing, you know,
So in a moment,
you're going to
both
have a world of trouble.
partners, long-haired and short-haired
Right.
partners,
It's a
you'll be
truly,
narrating out loud 0,
when you
5,
deal with the
5,
awakening,
3, 9, 9, how deeply
you
you feel
get
your
into the
partner
polarity of positive
feeling
and negative energy.
you.
You have to
Long and short-haired partners
learn how to, how to live in alignment with the energy and balance it out.
Your partner feeling you.
Because people are radiating different levels of energy,
Okay,
which is going to denote their consciousness.
right.
And so this is why we do our best to describe it as empowerment, just to coach and consult people with achieving their goals in record time. We've just come to find that's about the best way.
Okay.
If we can find a way to work together, or in short, if you see the value in coaching and consulting, helping you achieve your goals in record time, then it all works out. Other than that, like you said, you're going to be on a path, on a journey with people who is going through experiences, and the forces that we deal with is a case-by-case, state-by-state basis. And it's been all kind of scenarios, from everything from victory, hey, we got it, yes, to, hey, yes, you're going to get locked up, or, you got to know how to expose the fraud.
Okay.
You got to know about, venue, jurisdiction, all of it gets into communication. But she's a great consultant, so I'll have her to share with you some things.
I'm not, I could have great wealth. My brother has great wealth, okay? And I guess I just thought about this, what would be my end result? Like I said about the community living, set up, a place where a lot of these sisters can homeschool these children. See, my kids been getting homeschooled because my wife never worked. So they're really intelligent. Now they're in 10th grade, 10 years old, I bring them home. They don't go to public school no more. Now we're going to start focusing on, educating them about us. They can read and write, multiply and all that. That's about all they can teach you in public school, period. The rest of it's a bunch of malarkey. Anyway, they're going to teach you false history, a bunch of false sciences and everything else. And so I want to try to eventually maybe provide a place that, our people can come to, and, they can grow. They can, I know a couple of sisters will be on Skype this weekend, and they just getting out of college. They have no direction. They send me emails, where can I find a job? And my understanding is they're a great resource. Why should they be trying to find a job so that somebody else can use that great resource? But I don't know how to totally use the resource, and I don't want to mess him up.
Right.
So, but I spoke to him just as I'm speaking to you. I told him I'm gonna keep working with you. I just got to do talking when I talk. I'm married. I talk to my wife same way. And
so here's what I'm glad he just gave you that, and then you gave me that piece of information, because I'm kind of like, I gotta get all this stuff out now. But I'm India Abba Bay, also known as Lieutenant Slaughter now in the Detroit Fire Department, and I'm also a pool champion. And so I've always been placed in the exact perfect position to succeed. My whole life, been placed around the very best, everything. And so I know you the best. I know he's the best. That's where I've always been placed. I have my own business. I went back to school, got my accounting degree, business consultant. And so the network for me has provided an opportunity for me to be aware of my purpose, for me to get that extra, that click, because I didn't know why. I had always been placed in the exact purpose to succeed. I just knew I was always there. I didn't know exactly what I was supposed to do, like you said, exactly how I was supposed to make it all fit, exactly how to really, do some good, because to whom much is given, much is required. Like I said, I didn't want to, screw it up or whatever. So, I'm just thankful and grateful that I had the knowledge and willingness. Like I said, I've always been placed in the exact purpose to succeed. So I knew at a young age, I was just told that you got to check out everything. You can't really believe everything your parents told you. I was told this stuff before I got out of high school. So I was put in a good position, but still I didn't really know my heritage and exactly what I was supposed to be doing. I just didn't have those extra pieces. So for me, after I prayed to the Creator for knowledge, wisdom, intelligence, love, beauty, justice, foundation, power, and strength, the 9 divine attributes of our Creator, the brother showed up the same day. This was like the second time I had met him, really. Because the first time we was at like a spiritual rebirthing session. Once again, I asked the Creator, do I really have something to offer? Am I, what is the truth? What's really, just really wanted to know, what was going on, and if I really had something to offer. Because like I said, I had been told at a young age, that I could do some research, study, and show yourself approved. And so I had, did a lot of research, and I just really wanted to know if the information that I had was correct. So I didn't want to screw it up. And so they're doing this, rebirthing. So they're asking for volunteers to get on the floor. And so I wound up raising my hand as the last volunteer. And then somebody else raised their hand at the same time, so we wound up being the last 2 volunteers to get on the floor. I asked the Creator, to tell me the truth. What was the truth? And so he wound up telling me that you are the truth. And the person that was on the floor with me was going to be a very significant person in my life. And so that was like 3 years earlier. So now I met him again. 3 years later, after I prayed to the Creator, I made up this list. I was told through a reading that I can make up a list, a 10-point wish list, where I could, at this specific time, it was like a special time where the universe would be available. And I wound up putting that into a list, the 9 divine attributes. And so the brother showed up. I'm thankful and grateful that the Wealth Building Network, first of all, it helps us with our purpose. It helps us. The first service of the network is self-development. So you get deeper knowledge of self. You get to know exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing, exactly, how to do it. It's a wealth of information that was left by our ancestors. And if we tap into those resources, then we can actually get those clear-cut answers. The second service you get is business development. So you get to do your business plan and get funded, which that's the main thing I think that holds up a lot of people in their businesses. Yes.
Now, when you say funded, a gentleman approached me the other day. He's out of the church. He's heard me speak on this program, and he says he knows my buildings. He wanted to buy my buildings, and he mentioned 501c3s. Are we talking things like that?
No.
Good. You can keep talking.
Yes. Yes, because we generate positive cash flow through different ways of getting funded. You do your business plan so that you can get funded through places like Huntington Bank. They were offering like $2 billion. All you have to do is be a small business, be incorporated or non-incorporated, and then they're able to give you the funds that you need. And those are just some of the ways. We also do gifting activity. We also do gold and silver, ways to generate positive cash flow. And then that's just the second service. The third service you get is professional quality service development. So you get to actually get your business and get the information, because we've just been miseducated. When you look on the website, you see there's a lot of classes there. Once we get more information, we can actually work with individuals that's like-minded, come into a knowledge of creation, and so we can bring our business to that level of par excellence. And then the fourth service, we get leadership development. So once you've done all those things, you want to actually take yourself out of the day-to-day operation of your business, so that you're no longer doing those long hours, whether it's in a job or in your own business. You want to really take yourself and remove yourself out of that, so that you can, like you say, empower other people to have their own. The people that just want to work, people that want to do their business, you want to take yourself out of that day-to-day operation. So that's why you get leadership development. The fifth service, you get access to work. So you actually, because the network is designed to have members and ownership, and everybody supporting each other in the network, in their businesses, then we always have access to work. Everybody's building a team of an office manager, office assistant, a communication specialist, your lawyer, a Title 42 lawyer, your accountant, and your insurance or investment specialist. And everybody's encouraged to do what they like and love doing, so that it's not registering as work. You actually do it for free, but you do it so well, everybody love to pay you for it. And we all support each other in our businesses. So that's the way that you can guarantee that your community and your businesses are going to prosper, by doing business and connecting with people that want to do business with you, that want to see you succeed. And it's a discipline. It means you got to have a conversation with a person, like, would you do business with me? Like, before you spend your money with them. That's something different than, a lot of people is used to. Just really empowerment. As far as my business at Sergeant Slaughter Returns, I've able to triple my business just by becoming into the knowledge of self. And so I give you just a little quick test. So I ask you, like, what's your birthday? What you
You asked what my birthday is?
Your birthday.
Now, my birthday I know is the birthday that I have on that
What you got?
certificate. It's July 30th, 1957.
July 30th, 57. So you actually gave me some numbers. They put us on numbers, so I asked you for your numbers. That's your birth date. That's what you said, birth date. I asked you for your birthday. And your birthday of the week.
Was it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
So that's the first way they disconnected us. That was your quick test. Know that you've been disconnected.
Okay.
So to get reconnected to some of the jewels that our ancestors left us, we get back into our day of the week. That we were born on the 7 days, the 7 principles. It's unity through faith. You've heard of the 7 fruits, or the first fruits, or Kwanzaa. It starts with the Sunday being unity, Monday being self-determination, Tuesday collective work and responsibility. He's a Wednesday child, which is cooperative economics. I'm a Thursday child, which is purpose. Then Friday is creativity, and Saturday faith. So just by me getting that code of me being purpose, see, now I understand why I always been placed in the exact perfect position to succeed. Because Thursday purpose is to make our collective vocation, building and developing our communities, restoring people to our original greatness. And I was like, wow, that's a lot. But I think back at my life, I've always been placed in the exact purpose to succeed. So isn't it that much once you consider that fact?
Well, I've always been in a leadership position.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Every job I always go on, I always rise to the top, become chief engineer, whatever. That's recently I just quit a job, or parted from a job where I was chief engineer. Before that I was a chief engineer. Before that
Leadership.
Always those kind of roles, and I don't want to do it anymore for them.
Exactly.
It seems so wasted, and then when people meet me, I am tall, but they always say, "What's up, Chief?" They don't know me.
Right.
They don't know nothing about me.
Right.
I could be gay, I could be 100 different things.
Whatever.
The first thing they always say is, what's up, Chief? So I always did recognize something about that. Now, I don't know what my birth date is and all
Your
that.
day.
My day is. But I do know that I have attributes that I've had since I've been born. You know, and the other thing is, my father one time, he was sitting around telling about all his children. And I just kind of put this together the other day, but he was telling each one of us how he saw us. He was actually prophesying about us. You know, he said, and he got to me and he said, you know, he was like my brother Keith. He was fair skinned. He had sandy hair. You know, he was like, he's a lady man, and sure enough in life, he could have any girl he wants. When he got to me, though, he said, I would see an airplane going over. And he said, I would start broadcasting. There's a plane, and that's what I do. You know, I'm not a preacher, but, you know, I'm an information source. You know, people be like, what do? You read books all night long?
Right. Where do you get this stuff from?
I do. That's what I do.
Exactly. Like a spirit guide.
And so, you know, I do believe that, you know, we have our attributes, because the Most High said that He knew you from the womb. You know, so it gets a little deeper than that too, but you have certain things you're born with. Now you can misuse those things, get into the wrong thing. For instance, you know, like I like to say about gay people, you know, they talk a lot about that these days, but you know, that's a choice of life. You can choose to be a bank robber, you can choose to be a dancer in a bar. Now you cannot choose to be black. You're born that, you see. And so these attributes, some things you're inclined to do, some things you're not. Some things, because of association, you pick up and you pick up bad habits.
True. One of the things in our network that we have found, you know, through empowerment, which is, I use that word because for me it covers a whole gamut of things, at least, you know, 360 degrees of life. But some of the things that we focus on is expressing particular qualities of life, such as accountability, or loyalty, you know, dependability, the ability to act, to always consciously think. So you're being proactive versus reactive. And as we work the principles, use the law of attraction, your life can work out for you. Your awakening process is, you know, it's a remembering process. Because when we gain more knowledge of self, it's just something that you didn't remember. You see what I'm saying? It's not that you don't have it.
Right.
You've been doing it already.
Right. You just weren't aware of it. It's just something as simple as saying, you know, do you remember everything you did yesterday? You know what I mean?
Right.
For the whole 1,440 minutes. Some things we may not recall, but we did it.
Right.
And so when we empower each other and share and work together, we're able to help each other remember, you know, who we are, you know, where we're coming from,
What we did.
where we're going, you know, and what our purpose is. And, you know, we do it, you know, through a natural, you know, scientific and, you know, spiritual formula. And so we just dressed it up as empowerment or as business. You know, even when we share with people about being a healthy, wealthy, successful business and property owner, we've come to learn that, you know, your business is really your purpose in life.
Right.
You want to make that connection and do that.
What you like to love.
We're learning that your property, you know, is your name. So you need to know your free national name in order to proclaim your nationality and receive the heritage that your ancestors left. Because if they left you something in a particular name and you haven't identified with it, then you are not honoring them, so you're going to be out.
Now I noticed that y'all call yourself Bay. Moors. Right.
Yes.
Although we were Moors, right? That is later. We were Hebrews first.
When you do the knowledge, well, if I learn to respect everyone's story, I can always agree with you. But upon my research, the Moorish, like our Moorish flag is like over 10,000 years old. So my understanding was, it's just they're really all one family, and they just have a relation. They're either cousins or somewhere down the line they married into the family. Myself, I haven't investigated Israelite or Hebrew history as much as I have Moorish history.
The Moors come from the Moabites. The Moabites is Abraham's nephew Lot's children. So Abraham was a Hebrew, Lot was a Hebrew, but the Moabites were Hebrews. And what occurred, well, over time, like, you know, they mess with time, so we don't know the real amount of years and stuff. 6,000 years go back only to the white devil.
Exactly. So when we got into Moorish science, when you understand the culture of Moorish science, we're ancient, we're indigenous, we're the ancient ones. So our Moorish paradigm, it transcends time. It's immemorial. It's going to take you back to the matriarch, a period of thousands and thousands of years, when the male's patriarch was not dominant. So because they burnt up and destroyed so much history.
The way I normally hear it said, and it makes a lot of sense to me, the Hebrew Israelites with a Moorish identity.
Perfect description.
You know, because we went through all of the things that are written in the scriptures.
That's written in the scriptures.
Plus, they stole half the books.
Exactly.
to make it, you know, a little challenging for you. They stole, but didn't do any good. Look what we had today.
That's right.
You know, they can't even figure the books out. What written
Well,
for
the main point is to keep us separate. As long as we think it's different, for you to say Hebrew Israelite or Moorish American, if you thinking it's different, the goal has been accomplished.
You
see what I mean?
If we Hispanics,
all of those
Dominicans,
different names.
that's how they chopped us up.
Either way, once you go to the finite terminology, if you even saying Hebrew Israelite and Moorish American, you got to know it's the same thing. That's what we got to stay at. You know, that'd be the whole thing. And everybody likes to hear what they consider.
One of his blogs, he talks about that when he went before the federal judge to get his nationality established. You know, he has his own tribe, his national, his own flag, his own ID card, which states on there that he's a Hebrew Israelite, tribe of Judah. You can't prove it's wrong, so he must be right. You know what I'm saying? And so, but that changes the whole ball game, because in law, I do know this, that nationality is over citizen. You see, carries more weight. So they can shoot Trayvon as a citizen of the United States, but if they shoot him as a Moorish national or Hebrew national, they held by international law, which is much higher, you know. And so
this is how we've come together, you know, in our consciousness.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. So, is it better that we all join one nation, or like you did and he did, like for me here in this area, should I try to establish a tribe nation separately?
But
you know what I'm saying?
The thing about it is, for me, this is just me and my personal journey. See, I was exposed to, at age 17, I was exposed to the Institute of Divine Metaphysical Research. All right, where I was exposed to Yahweh is the Father, Elohim as the Word or Son, and Yahshua the Messiah, you know, as the Son or the Spirit. So, as with that information, and then still getting the knowledge and coming into my own realization of my purpose. See, I see that the foundation is for us to all know our purpose. That's just for me. That's what my journey is. And so because it's like a basement that you didn't put on a house, and I know they have some places that I've been traveling to where they don't actually put a basement on a house. And that's just how I picture it, because I'm from Detroit, where all the houses have basements. All right, and so it just seemed like to me that if you any one of the faiths or nationalities, wherever you're at, if your purpose is not clear, it's still going to cause you to have a dwelling without that foundation.
Right, understood.
All right. So just to be able to get back to the root of it, which I'm a Thursday child, so I'm always going to bring everybody back to the root as purpose.
Okay.
That's just what I do. I know that that is the ground floor for somebody that is not been exposed to that information. Because I've seen several settings of people, whether it's an organization of work, church, school, the people don't get along when we don't know our purpose.
Right.
So that's going to be the foundation. Just so that we can have a cohesive group in what we're doing.
What you're saying resonates with me because I go back to the radio talk show that I call in on. I'm known as Just Me on the talk show. And I'm a regular call-in, and I bring in about, our Hebrew heritage. And I made a big issue out of it to where they did the whole from Adam all the way that all of us were black people and so on and so forth. Two pastors host a show, and one of them was out at that time, and the other one, he did it, and other people called in. A couple of brothers who wrote books, got books out there, called in and talked, chimed in on how the names were changed to Africa and all that stuff, And but still, I think what lacks on the show is we don't have, as you say, purpose. We all have a bunch of knowledge, and everybody spout knowledge. And we do all have a want. We all want to end this misery. I was reading the other night that the Bible said that Jonah was in the belly of the whale with his affliction. And that affliction was his hell. You see, so we're in our hell right now. You see, and the white man's in his heaven right now. And in order to stop our suffering, we got to figure out our purpose, what we need to do to get out of this. And we have to, the purpose really is to commune together, like you were mentioning, and we can share that together, and we'll rise together. We can't rise without one another.
Well, because each one of us have our own individual purposes and our collective group purposes. In other words, I have a collective group purpose with all the other Thursday children around the world. We all have that same collective group purpose, as as each of us do. And then I have my own individual purpose. Once we're able to really delve into that, what I have to do for my individual purpose and my collective group purpose, it will consume me. So that takes away a lot of the outer directions that people have in our relationships. And so that is one of the main reasons that I feel as the network is a benefit for me and for others. Be able to introduce you to those services of self-development so that we can all know our purpose, what it is we're supposed to be doing. We all have our business, so everybody doing what they like and love doing. And then we're able to do it at a level so that you can be able to refer somebody to somebody without, thinking that they would give service that's less than what you would give.
When you say business, do you mean like running my apartment complexes?
Yes.
That?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you like and love it. See, everybody is doing what they like and love doing. A lot of times, because we'll wind up, for whatever reason, end up doing things that we don't necessarily like and love doing.
Right.
That is a benefit of the network, to really be able to give you the resources, give you the support that a lot of people don't have in order to maybe do what they like and love doing. So we would get that